You are right that in this stage where we did, the beef not be necessary. You understand? But
It
the
can
beef
exist.
is possible.
Why didn't I go advance reply to Quincy when he called out Fino? We were all expecting it. But I did not expect that.
Principle, small, no rich. No? So my personal question:
Mm.
am I married, dating? Almost complicated. I'm going to be fucking real on this your podcast,
Mm. I
guys.
think
Yeah,
you're always real.
yeah. I'm going to be 120%. uh, I'm in a relationship, but it's shaky. Yeah, it's crazy. She said I should deactivate Snapchat.
Hmm.
Can you imagine that? So I cheated a lot on the relationship, because she wasn't what I perceived. No, no, no. There's this build up you have in your head. You want to marry a doctor. You want to marry a.
Yeah.
I think I let that ruin the relationship.
Hmm.
And I'm sorry to you, my baby girl, but uh,
No, I think I understand her. Your birthday last year, I posted you on my status, and I had a day for posting you on my status. Everybody was a lot of girls were coming to my DM. They were saying, "Ah, this is your big bro, this is your big," and I was like, "What about him?" Some of them said, he will have a lot of women," and I'm like, "You guys don't know."
yeah, that's a crazy stereotype, though.
You're talking about cheating. There are people that have the opinion that men can cheat, you know, engage in sexual activities outside people that they are married or dating, but then they still love that person at home. Do you agree with that, or so you
Yeah,
feel like it's crap?
yeah, it's not cap. Christianity ruined a lot of things for us.
Mm.
You I'm sorry, my babe will see this and be like, I knew it, but man is not supposed to be with one woman. I do not believe in it. Honestly, I don't believe in any white propaganda. Say, you know, let me give you an example. Do you
Mm.
know you can starve yourself if you have cancer? You can starve yourself for like 3 days, and the tumors, those cancer tumors, yourself will shrink. Fasting is like a way of healing yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But the white propagandists won't tell you this. They'll tell you cancer has no cure. So I don't believe that white propagandist that tells me that cancer has no cure. It tells me man, is one man, one woman. I don't believe in that.
Are you looking at the ratio? Say this: the fact that there are many women.
You know this now. You know that if you're a smart guy, you know this. There are many women, number one, our culture,
Mm.
number two. And I feel like that is why we have a lot of vices that were not presumably or arguably there in our history. Africans were not rapists.
Mm.
Quote me any fucking day.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Our forefathers married a lot of women. So raping a woman wasn't like a common vice. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So the Christian motherfuckers came with the whole ideology of you have to marry one woman, you have to marry one woman. That's whack.
I want to I want to tell you something I found out from the research. I studied history in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, and because of that, when I hear words, when I hear things, it makes me think deep about it, especially if it relates to African people. When I tell you this, I would like to have your reaction on this.
Okay.
Do you know that in some Igbo community, it is women that marry men? Let me give you an
Tell me
example.
for that community, please.
Let me give you an example. Where I come from, I am from Africa. Is
You're going to boy.
yes.
I didn't fucking know that, bro. It's my brother, guy.
I'm from Africa in Ebonyi State. Africa is part of those people. You have it that some of these waterside Igbo communities are this way. When you hear the word one, what comes to your mind is sibling.
Yeah.
But then when you ask yourself, what is the real meaning of one name? You know that it is the child of my mother. So you have it that the woman marries the man, brings in, they are allowed by culture to marry them, marry men, bring them into their home, and then they give birth to their child. You know, they impregnate them and then they give birth. That is why we have one. And if you come to my place, you have
One.
the literal translation of that word. Then you would have it that some of us, what becomes of you, the land you are entitled to, is determined by who your mother is. In my place, I belong to the kindred of my mother, not my father.
Like the Indians.
Yeah, that is how it is. So you have a lot of things like there's something we call erirera, like line of breast, people that sucked the same breast with you. So all of these things determine I can marry my paternal cousin, but not my maternal cousin, because they are they consider them my direct sibling. You also hear words like Neka, mother is supreme. Women are the only ones that are being elevated to that God statue. You don't hear something like Naka. So this was the culture, this was the norm.
A lot of misogynistic niggas won't like that.
Yeah. And at some point it was changed. This is the part of it where it favors the men. At some point it was changed because the society at the time that we were practicing this considered it not favorable to the entire clan because it felt like women were maybe a little bit emotional in things that concerns the entire society. A need for war can arise. You say that my man is not going to go and die in the battlefield. So all of this at some point were changed and men now became the head of the family. Let me have your thoughts on this. Do you think that the women should be allowed to, because some people make that argument that since men are allowed to marry multiple wives, should women be allowed to marry multiple men?
You know, one day I was getting fuel and the attendant was having one of the fuel attendants. She was having an argument with one man, and the man was like, just this like similar to what you're saying. I can marry a lot of women, you can marry a lot of men. And she was like, if you can marry a lot of women, I can marry a lot of men too. And I smiled at the argument. I'm like, open Diego, you can marry a lot of men. It's that simple.
Yeah.
If you can take care of the men, go ahead.
Do you think that men would agree to that?
Any man will not agree. Now I agree with you. If the girl won't marry, as far as she get money, come marry there at the park.
So yeah,
the matrilineal culture. I studied that in school, and I heard it was like predominant with the Indians. So, I mean, every culture is unique, and if they are doing it right, if they are getting it right, and it works for them, yeah, they should shoot for the sky and beyond.
Yeah,
you know. So,
just to have your final take before we wrap up the show.
Right.
DJ IBB is a DJ.
Yeah. Okay, you can see that.
He's a fashionista. Is that a word?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That is what is on your profile. That is what everybody sees. But I know that there is always a more to someone. What is it about you that people don't really understand or get to see? How would you describe yourself?
I'm not trying to be anybody. That's for one. I'm not trying to be like any other DJ. I'm not trying to be like any other creative. I'm not trying to be me. And that's why some people say I'm not going to succeed with having a fashion brand and being a DJ. I said, watch me. Do you understand? So, I'm just a creative guy who fucking loves art. I love art. I love things that beautify the eyes, like fine women. Yeah. So,
what's your spec?
Not for fucking public. I don't even get spec actually. Make I don't lie. I'm just like, be clean, be beautiful, be sexy, be intelligent. I fuck with intelligent girls. I might be a sapiosexual. I might, I am, not even I might. So, but behind everything, I'm just a creative guy who loves music, who loves fashion, who loves art, and expect more from the IBB. Don't just expect music, expect a lot. Like, you can wake up and see that I've opened a jewelry shop, because one of my dreams growing up is designing jewelry. I used to go to my mom's box that time, go pick some of her these things, design them, construct them myself, and I'll make beautiful jewelries, and I want to erase the line between female and male jewelers. They shouldn't be, because I saw a tweet here that Igbo artists can't dress. I hope they're not talking about my artist. I will punch somebody. Because my artists are fucking dressed. You feel me? So, and when we have more revenue, like bonus revenue, they go see say I did crazy. So the sky is the limit, and that's where we're heading to. And we're going to push Igbo creativity beyond. That's just what I'm all about. I want to show them that in Igbo, mako art, we sabi dress, we sabi. That has been like, I did my first runway show in Pune, where I started a couple of models and this thing. That's always been my mission. I want to tell people that we Igbos here, we fucking got style. So before the whole music thing, and I'm a great A&R. I'm going to just keep drop this year. I have like 3 tracks in the return that A&R.
Wow, so you are now for Aguero too?
I mean, as a DJ, that's your first job. So, because you should be the ones with the ears.
Before I give my final take, let me put you on the hot seat. I actually came here with 2 agendas. One was to do this interview with you, which is very rare. I know how I've tried reaching out to people that are above me. I know how difficult it is to get their ear. But most of the times, all I have to do with you is just mention, and you're like, Sagai. I remember sometime you even send me money. Let me say it now. so I came here. I'm about putting you on the hot seat. I know you have a taste for good things. I know you have a taste. Anything that impresses you here is okay for you. I came with Ola. Ola has a song that I want to feature you on, and I want you to genuinely listen to that song. I mean, you say you and so I want you to genuinely listen to that song, and we want to have an Ola and DJ IBB collaboration. Guy, come here. Sorry. We want to have. I promise you, the song is actually very, very easy. The kind of storytelling that Aguero Banks does. He had a lot of inspiration from Aguero doing this song. Ola,
you should be speaking here where he's supposed to drop jamming.
Yeah, he had a lot of inspiration from Aguero. What he has done with telling Church's story in the whole.
Ola, my guy.
So we're going to play the song for you after this show.
Okay. After this.
Yeah. So I am the man for all seasons. Your finest JC plug. Sagai is here.
Listen, Sagai is coming. Do you understand? This is my second time on Sagai is here.
Yeah.
The other time was through. Let me tell you a story. Yeah. My cousin, I call her my auntie. But she's my cousin. She's in the UK. When she saw our first shit, she was so fucking proud. I don't forget with him. He get one particular way put out there. I don't know what I was talking about, but she was like, and that was how I reconnected with my cousin. So shout out to Sagai for reconnecting I and my cousin in UK. For this podcast, I'll be permanent guest.
Yeah, permanent, 100%.
Thanks for having me, my guy.
Thank you for coming. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Sagai is here. This is C Pamponda. Till we meet again.